Freedom through crypto, that is what the Crypto Alliance is all about. And today we're going to talk a little bit about what that means from a mental perspective. Because I can tell you, the only person that can survive the ups and downs of crypto are the mentally strong, which is definitely something you need to understand should you choose to adopt the crypto lifestyle. What does it mean to have a crypto lifestyle? A crypto lifestyle is a person who decides that they see that the financial future is going to be drastically different from the one that we have seen in the past century. It moves away from centralized structures where typically only one authority has the power to decide what kind of money is in circulation, and also, very importantly, how much money can be printed and injected into the economy. And that then, of course, catches those by surprise who are saving step by step. They're saving, and then inflation comes and it basically takes their power away, their buying power away. That's the normal people, that's you and I. Whereas the well-to-do, those who have generational wealth, they understand that game. They can, to some extent, even influence the game, and they can take advantage of that money printing system where basically inflation is hurting those who are struggling, but it is helping those leverage the system even more, right? That are already doing well. And this is essentially where I believe that crypto is here to bring us a drastic shift in that way. It is a leveling out of the field, and some call it is the biggest wealth transfer in history that is going on right now. And later in this show, I will show you a chart where you see exactly why I make that statement, because we will look at the behavior of gold and compare it to Bitcoin. Bitcoin being a very, very viable alternative to gold in the not immediate future, but distant future. And really, what it boils down to is taking advantage of this unique situation in history where the shift from the bank's ledgers shifts on chain, and that shift happens right now in a moment where there is still regulatory uncertainty and there are loopholes. You have the opportunity right now to adopt that system, to slowly familiarize yourself with what that means. How do you navigate crypto? How do you on ramp? How do you off ramp? How does crypto even work? And that is why I'm here, because I'm here to slowly, step by step, teach people who are willing to build generational wealth. And if that is something you are interested in, go to the landing page crypto.lifestyle and become part of my mailing list, because you can never learn if you don't expose yourself to new ideas. So if this is something that is new to you, you absolutely need to consider joining my mailing list. What we'll look at today is, of course, what can we expect in the crypto markets short term and long term. And then again, we'll take a look at the comparison between gold and Bitcoin, because I truly believe that we are very, very soon at a moment where both run head to head in being the store of value for the long term, the choice to hedge against inflation. Because obviously we're not going to replace the traditional monetary systems all at once. This is something that we need to ease into, and it takes time. It might take another decade or two to completely transition, but that is good, because that leaves you time to get into the mindset of, I want to live the crypto lifestyle. So, as you know, good afternoon, David. It's always good to have you on the show. You are one of the people, David, I know who are thinking about slowly adopting a crypto lifestyle, but you're hesitant and you're careful, which is very important. That is actually very important to do that because, as you know, the show today was called something about having to have strong mental fortitude. That is very important because it is not like you can just come in here and place your bets, because then it is exactly what a bet is, which is gambling. And when you gamble, then most people lose money. The casino is the one that gets the money. And you would have to ask yourself, well, hello there, Sadin. It has to have to ask yourself, who is the house, who is the casino, and who are the gamblers? Well, unfortunately, most of the small retail investors are the gamblers, and the houses are, oh, what a surprise, it's the people that have always have financial savvy and are able to detect differences in the future, what's coming, and then make strategic decisions. What is coming towards us, are you asking? Well, the world is going to be heavily crypto focused, and the world is going to be heavily AI focused. That is without any doubt. I don't know if you saw Jerome Powell's speech yesterday, and he clearly was also in the camp of, I am going to venture on the side of AI is just going to fundamentally change how we do things. He was not able to deny that, and that is very powerful. But of course, when we speak Jerome Powell, uh, we speak Federal Reserve and monetary policy. And when it comes to that, what people right now want to know, and always actually want to know, is what are the interest rates going to do, and will the Federal Reserve take money out of the economy, known as quantitative tightening, or will it inject money into the economy, quantitative easing? And short for QT and QE, by the way. The truth is that we always need QE, meaning the Fed injecting money into the economy. We need QE for risk assets to grow. That is Bitcoin and crypto still considered risk assets. And as of now, lately, yesterday, uh, Jerome Powell did not make any indications that either interest rates would be lowered, nor did he allude to that quantitative tightening would stop, let alone QE start. What that means for us is that we still have to face the reality of being in a downtrend in crypto. And that is actually something that I learned from one of the people that I look up to in terms of crypto, is that we need to always understand in what direction is the wind blowing. Basically, is it a bullish trend or a bearish trend? And then we need to see what are the probabilities for the next week and the next month and the next year by looking at the past. And then we have to decide what's our time frame of investing. Once you know what your time frame is, and it may be a mix, right? It may be that you are a day trader, which is a short time frame, a swing trader, which is medium time frame, and an investor at the same time, which is a long horizon time frame. So you have to decide for yourself which time frame you have the luxury to operate on, because I would say, as a general rule, the shorter the time frame, which really the shortest time frame being a day trader who is scalping sometimes within, meaning opening and closing trades within 5 to 15 minutes, multiple times throughout the day, I would say that is the shortest time frame possible. And that takes a lot of time and a lot of skill and a lot of expertise and a lot of preparation. So it is a full-time job, essentially. And you have to ask yourself, who do you want to be, and who can you be? Because the truth is, what I mentioned with the title of this stream is that you have to have extreme discipline and mental fortitude if you want to be a day trader. You have to be in an environment where you feel safe and where you feel emotionally stable. And that is something that is not always a constant in our lives, right? I think you would agree with that. So then the question is, what do you pick for yourself? What do you pick for yourself? Are you going to be the day trader, the swing trader, or the investor? And that's where I also, maybe you are curious what I have picked for myself. And I will let you know about that as soon as I have played you a little intro video. But before I do that, please like this stream, share it with someone, and subscribe if you have not done so already. But I'll come back and then I'll tell you exactly what I have decided to do for myself. Okay, great. I'm back. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear? Awesome. Stream has been liked. Andrea, my very, very beloved business partner and life partner, always at my side in good times and in bad times, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Okay, so what I have found out for myself, and I don't know what your situation is, but what I have found out for myself is, since I am also a business owner, and since I'm also a human being who needs to go through life, the ups and downs, I have found that what matters most to me is actually having a constant stream of income. And then when I feel really good, I'm in my zone, everything is perfect, then I also want to do those day trades, those scalps. So that is really what works for me. Andrea says, I'm teasing because you said like the screen. Oh, I said like the screen. Yeah, no, like the stream. And but you can like the scream. Now it's the scream. Just like, okay, just like. As my mentor Ran would say, obliterate the like button. And if you don't know what obliterate means, go look it up in the dictionary. But it's basically, you just destroy that like button, please. Yeah, obliterate the like button. All right. So you wonder, well, how can you then create that constant income stream? And also, can you show us proof that you actually make that happen? So I'm going to, if I get one more like on this stream, I'm going to show you here my live dashboard where you see my daily rewards coming in. Okay, so one more like, go. One more like. Okay, I see it. My live dashboard is about to be shared with you. Here we go. Okay, so here you see, and by the way, this operates in a way where the system looks at it second by second. So right now it says $45, but I can tell you in this specific setup, I average about $200 daily in passive income. And that is not done, by the way, easily. Okay, it's not like I'm just uploading the money on there and then the daily rewards come in. No, I have to do a little bit of arbitraging, but it is far less involved than trading. I don't have to guess or well, it's not guessing, but I don't have to look at the charts determine the top and the bottom of a move. I basically, what this is called liquidity provisioning. And you take advantage of the fact that there is a move in the first place. And you just look at the chart, you decide for yourself, okay, right now, or during the next 3 days, I believe that the price will fluctuate in a certain range. For those of you who know a little bit about trading, you know that most of the time the coins are ranging, right? They're in a range, so they go up and down, up and down, up and down. And in that up and down is where people lose money because of emotional, because yeah, it's very tough to open a trade and see a negative number there. We have this instinct to cut our losses, and that's something that I have learned in trading. You need to be able to look at that big negative number and then wait for your theory to play out, to develop. And when you don't have that mental fortitude, then you're gonna crumble, right? And you're going to cut your losses too early, so to speak. And I may be able to show you an example here where that might be the case, where my position is showing a red number, but I'm still not acting. Yeah, exactly. Let me show you. So let me show you. Share the screen. Okay, so you can see this is a trade that I have opened. There's about $20,000 in this trade, and currently we have a unrealized negative P&L, negative $422. So I would bet that most of you, when you saw that you would be basically be losing $400 right now, what would most of you do? Cut the losses. Tell me if I'm wrong in the chat. Tell me if I'm wrong. However, I'm not doing that right now because this is a short, by the way, and a short is when you bet on prices falling. That's what you open when you know that you are in a downtrend. And I just know that, or at least it's my thesis, that we are still in a downtrend that, yes, is likely very soon to turn around, but especially now over the weekend. And there's the weekend, there's Easter holiday, and there's going to be very low volume. The stock exchanges will be closed, and that is always a time where it's very likely that that crypto kind of gets weak a little bit. So let's see. Now, everybody here wants to know, of course, well, what's your general outlook on the situation? Let's get to that. This is Bitcoin chart, and the Bitcoin chart, as you may know, is very indicative. It acts like a compass to what is happening to the world of crypto. When Bitcoin goes up, all other cryptos go up, generally speaking. When Bitcoin goes down, all other cryptos go down, generally speaking. So what we have here going on is a downtrend ever since January 25th. We have this downtrend. Yes, largely manufactured with the tariff wars, but we know that our president has a plan there. And we're basically right now stuck in this situation here between 87 and 72. And the question is really, that's the $1 million question. Whenever you have in crypto, when you have a downtrend like that, and you see that the downtrend is broken, and that has happened here in this instance, that's breaking the trend, right? Crypto has the asset has to make up its mind now. What does it want to do? And the reality is that it could do either this, right, go up, or it could say, well, never mind, this was what is called a fake out. I'm going to go back to the lower support band here that sits around, give or take, 73,700. Well, how do I get that? Well, I look at basically the time before the election, what was the high there, right? And that's how I get that. So the question is, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? And because we are in this downtrend, number one, and number two, because the USDT dominance is in a uptrending channel, and within that channel, we are due to go back up again, right? For those of you who don't know what the USDT dominance is, it is the ratio of stable coins in the entire crypto market, okay? So when people are not sure and uncertain and they want to go to safety, they go into stable coins. When people are risk friendly and they want to go into assets that potentially grow in value, then they go out of the stable coins. And as you can see, there is this upwards trend that we've seen since December, and it bounces up in this upwards trending parallel channel. And we are due, if we don't break this trend here, which could always happen, but if we don't, we are due for that going up again. So that is one, and I just said, when the stable coins gain in dominance, then our risk assets lose out. And because it is likely that this will pivot up again on the stablecoin side, that is why there's a risk for Bitcoin to go down again and visit this, hopefully only visit this support level here, which then, if it can bounce off of it and build some support here, that would actually be a good level to buy Bitcoin. Right now, you are in no man's land, and you don't really know what's going to happen. So we really have to wait out. See, this is just chopping and getting traders to lose money for the most part, right? So we really have to wait out. Is Bitcoin going to reclaim this level and turn it into support, right? Or is Bitcoin going to go down and turn this into support? In terms of probabilities, because we are in this downtrend, number one, and because stablecoins are due to rise, number two, it is much more likely that we will visit the lower boundary of 73 as likelier than going up. But nobody knows for sure, but that's why you need to look at the data every single day. So what else is a data point, are you asking? Well, there is a very interesting data point that we can look at, which is the daily exchange volume. What does that mean? That is new money coming into crypto. And if you can see, that's also a downtrending chart here. Okay, so we had kind of an upwind here, and then it started going down again. And the hope is for this daily exchange volume to hit this, what is clearly support here, right? Around like 28-ish billion. That is clearly support. So we are at 39 billion now. So the hope for the bull case is that we hit that support and then start our journey up again. But short term speaking, and that I do believe that the likelihood of us revisiting the lower band as support is higher than regaining this level and then going up for the continued bull run. All of this is, by the way, just important if you have short-term thinking. As we discussed earlier, I think that's not most of you are not in a situation where you can afford short-term thinking. You want to know what is crypto a lifestyle I can adopt now because I believe in it, or is it not? That's basically the question that you need to decide for yourself where you stand there. And obviously, since I'm living the crypto lifestyle, I'm very pro and I'm very bullish, very, very bullish. And if you want to join me on that bullish journey, you have to join the mailing list by going to the website here, crypto.lifestyle. And in return, I offer you a free video that describes the basics of how you can get safely started on this journey. The other thing, I promised you we would look at a comparison between Bitcoin and gold, and that's actually a very strong comparison to draw, because it would mean that if Bitcoin becomes and is a viable alternative to gold, those who adopt Bitcoin now are just going to be well set for what is the next financial what is the financial revolution, right? So the next financial status. So let's look at this. So here at the top, you see the price of Bitcoin on a weekly chart, and at the bottom, you see gold on a weekly chart. And for those of you who haven't followed gold recently, it's just going absolutely crazy. Gold is really, really pumping to the moon right now. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely crazy. Gold like this ever since April 25th. Enormous. Okay, so definitely when the markets are uncertain, gold is taking a lot of momentum. Now, but what we do here is we compare gold on a higher time frame to Bitcoin. And what you can see is when you look at this gold chart, of course, yeah, this started, the chart I want you to see, this was in August of 2011, and this is now, right? So this is a lot of time. Whereas the chart on Bitcoin, the time frame is a little bit different. This is November of 2021 to now. But what you can see is we have this cup and handle formation. So what is this? This is the cup. This is the cup. This is the handle. And then we have the up. That's on gold. So for those of you who don't know, the cup and handle is a chart pattern that is bullish. Now, can you or can you not see the exact same pattern here on this gold chart? Here's the cup. I'm sorry, on the Bitcoin chart above. Here's the cup. There's the handle. And then we have the up. Okay. Now, there's one difference. One difference is gold kept going up, as we have seen recently, right? This is the moment here in January where it just started pumping up, and Bitcoin has gone down here. So that, why is that? Well, Bitcoin is still not equivalent to gold, but it also I mean, Bitcoin has been so heavily involved in politics, and it's basically on the world stage, and everybody, it's in the limelight. Okay, and with the tariff wars and all of that, Bitcoin has just kind of been under pressure because of that. But don't forget that that is an opportunity for us to buy into this asset long term at a discount. Now the question is, when do you do that? And that happens, that is a very personal decision to take. Again, if you want my opinion, it is here when we find support here, or to be quite honest, not even here, but when we find support above here at the 99,000 level here. Those are the two obvious safe entries, here or here. So the name of the game is patience, because anything in between is really no man's land, and anything could happen. But once we have a clear signal, we find support here or here, then that's a way for you to say, okay, I'm ready to rotate in and go for the next part of the bull run. If there is a next part of the bull run, there is a chance that we have what's called a left translated cycle, and we have already started the bear phase of the cycle, which is possible. But we'll see. I think we will find that out in the next weeks, really. But the important thing to know is that in the long term, we are on a team that is winning. We are on a team that is winning, and the important aspect also is there a way where you can have positive cash flow, where you can live off of this in the crypto lifestyle? And that is the problem that I have cracked. I've just shown you. I have a dashboard where I get daily rewards. Yeah. So all of this, it took me really since 2016 to figure all of this out, and I want you to take the shortcut. So if you want to take the shortcut, you know what to do. Look for the link and join the crypto lifestyle. Awesome. Well, I think that's everything. If there are any questions or comments, put them in the chat, and I'll gladly react to it. I'm currently coming to you from Little Rock, Arkansas, and if tomorrow maybe I'll do a short reel on my socials. I'm not sure if I can come live because I'm flying back to San Antonio. So we'll definitely be back for you very soon from San Antonio on this channel. Great. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you again here on this channel. Have a great weekend. If you celebrate the Easter holiday, happy Easter, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.